going to introduce my book, Music for Non-Speaking and Minimally Verbal Students, Lessons for SomaRPM and Other Choice-Based Method Systems. There are 68 lessons in this book. They are written a little bit larger print than my previous books, just for helping with readability and such. It's written for teachers who have either no music experience or lots of music experience. There are supports put in place so that teachers don't feel lost if they're not familiar with music. Additionally, any student can use this book in RPM or using other methods if they can get through a lesson essentially. So it shouldn't be your very first RPM lesson, but it is written for those who are still using choices, just options to pick from. And then, of course, if a student's open-ended, then they can do a little bit more with some of the composition, writing the words for compositions or making stories and stuff. But you're good to use it if the student doesn't have great motor skills or has not progressed very far in RPM, or whatever method they're using. Lessons have two parts, the basic theory and composition, and the second half is stories, people, and instruments. So let's just kind of go over what this book requires. So you're just going to have your normal tools that you regularly would have, but for the basic theory of music composition piece, or lessons, the first half, you will want to have at least a piano app, which is free online. You can get them. You want to get the ones that are labeled with the names of the notes, so that if you're unfamiliar with music, you can just use that. If you have a keyboard or a piano, that's great, but it's not required in order to do these lessons. You just get those free apps and put it on your iPhone or iPad. Then there are also a list of music professionals if students want to further their abilities in this, since many students with autism and related conditions have great musical potential, either with perfect pitch or just really enjoy music. As well, so you can progress beyond this. This book is really basic, so there are a lot of students who need to do more air training and other techniques to help them really progress with music, but we're here to just have fun and introduce and get a taste of it. So the lesson plans at the beginning with the composition and theory will do a little bit of teaching the teacher first. Videos, models, little demonstrations for one page in some cases, so that you're not lost if you are not familiar with music, or if you are, just some video models to help you with how to teach students with autism-related conditions. The second half is going to be instruments, stories, composers, and such. The instruments I picked out for it were ones that I thought a number of the students that I've worked with could actually learn how to play. And I do talk a little bit about that on the part 2 heading, about what possible choices you might be able to do with them. There's also instruments in there that are just popular and famous, so it's important to kind of know where they're coming from and stuff. Some of the stories are pretty funny and entertaining from music history. So I hope that people enjoy this. It's a passion of mine that students learn to wake up in the morning and have something that they're going to live for and do and learn. And so this can be one way to make life enjoyable and help them serve and their others by their work with music.